So hey what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to another episode of the MotoGP 19 career mode, and this time we'll be heading out to the Italian Grand Prix. And before we head out there, you can see we have a massive 41 points lead in the championship, which is really going to help us out going into the middle of the season, where we will, going off of previous experience, will start to struggle. So we can hopefully give ourselves a bit of a buffer heading into the mid-season. But taking a look at the season so far, we haven't finished lower than second place. So hopefully out in Italy we can keep that trend going. So let's head into the first practice session. Here we go then, we're heading out onto our opening lap. We're going to cross the line and we're going to have to see what lap time it is we need to beat. It's a 1:49 flat to beat to get the development point. So let's push on then on this opening lap. Here we go then. Coming out the final corner, I'm going to be crossing the line. We're going to get a 1:48.6, so that should be plenty to get us into Q2, I hope. Don't really fancy doing qualifying one if we don't have to, so let's end off the practice and head into the qualifying then, and we end up just behind Marc Marquez. So it's going to be pretty tight. We did make it into Q2 straight away, luckily by one place. We are so lucky there. But we're straight into qualifying then. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch up the tyres, and then we can head into our opening flying lap. Again, power on our final corner. A pretty decent lap, I think. We just got to beat a 46, whatever we did last time. I don't think we're going to beat it. 48.8, yeah. Got a long way to go in this qualifying, so we're going to have to go for another run. Let's see what this one is like then. So again, coming out the final corner, this felt like a bit of a better lap. We were about 8 tenths under our time from before. So let's see what this lap is like. Just a 1/10.5 off of Rins' current fastest lap time. So I'm going to come back in and we'll skip in a little bit into the session. But we might just head down to the pit for the race. I mean, we've gone through those tyres so quick. So what I'm going to have to do is put on the hards, I think, for the race. But let's fast forward in a bit and see what happens. So I decided to just take the hit. 5th place, we'll be starting from middle of the second row, which isn't too bad really. But when your teammate's on pole position, you do want a bit better. But I'm going to go for hard tyres because I don't want to take any risks here. We've just churned through the soft tyres in qualifying, so hards for the race it is. What's everyone else done? A few mediums out there, but I'm the only one on the front 2 rows to run double hard compound tyres. Miller is next up, who's behind us, 3 places behind us, so that should be interesting. Anyway, let's head into the race then. Again, you can see I need to fix my helmet. Oh my god, let's go then off of the start of this Grand Prix. Petrucci gets a flying start on the Ducati, I don't as much, and we're being under attack now from one of the Petronas riders, but I'm coming into turn 1 quite late on the brakes, and we're slotting it in behind our teammate Petrucci. Dovi's gone from first backwards. He's now the last Ducati, and I've leapt up into the lead of the Ducati, so we're ahead of Dino Petrucci now, so we can start to hunt down Marquez and Rins here. Our Duke working well on these hard tyres. Maybe I should have gone for some mediums in qualifying just to stop with the overheating, but again, we run a bit deep there. Miller's gone backwards on his double hard tyres, so we've got a bit of work to do here now, trying to catch up to Marc Marquez and Alex Rins. So big snap from the rear there. Looks a bit overcast, so we're going to have to watch out for the tyre temperatures dropping too much here at the Italian Grand Prix, but at least it isn't raining. We've got Dovi and Rossi behind, battling it out. I'm trying to close in on Marc Marquez and the Suzuki of Rins. Those 2 bikes up ahead are very agile compared to ours, and I'm getting on the grass here, which isn't what we want. So I should probably explain where I've been the past couple of days, because there's been no uploads, but basically I've not been very well, and yeah, just trying to get back into the swing of things now, but not been very well, and also FIFA has come out, so before I got ill I was spending some time playing FIFA rather than MotoGP. But we're back on MotoGP now. I've got some games coming out in the next few weeks to a couple of months. So obviously we've got the new grid game coming out, which I'll be playing. once that releases next week, I think it is now. And then of course there's Need for Speed The Heat after that, which is the new Need for Speed game. So if you guys remember 2 years ago when Payback came out, I did a let's play on Payback and a few customization videos, which went down really well actually. But then Need for Speed didn't really stay on the channel, it died off very quickly. But this year again, we'll be doing Need for Speed when it comes up. Well, obviously we'll be carrying on MotoGP throughout until the next game comes out next year, next summer. So I'll be looking forward to that. But we've got a few series we can do on MotoGP. Do a rider career, so we could do a season as Lorenzo or something, try and win the championship with him. Or we could mod the game, get some different skins on the bikes, that sort of thing. Maybe try move some riders around. I don't know how you do that, but I would try and find out. Run a bit deep there. And of course we've got when in sort of February time next year, the MotoGP 2020 season will be underway, and there'll be the MotoGP 20 mod which will come out, so keep your eyes peeled for that next year. But that's a good 6 months off. So for now, we've of course got Need for Speed and Grid to look forward to as new releases coming up very soon, so we'll keep your eyes peeled on that. In the meantime, back to the action right now. I'm desperately trying to hunt down Marquez and Rins, so just gonna have to keep on pushing. It's very overcast here. We're not under pressure behind really, as long as I don't drop the pace. 47.7 from Rins, 47.8 from us here. So we've got to keep on pushing. So we're right on their pace. We just need to get under their lap times just to try and reel them in. And we're coming up to about halfway through this Grand Prix. The tyres are feeling good. Not too much wear. They're at a great temperature, so they're gripping up nicely. Using the hard tyres here has really paid off, I think, in the race, giving us some good race pace compared to our qualifying. So I should have really gone the mediums, I think, just to stop them overheating, because the overheating tyres in qualifying, I think, did cost us some time. But I didn't realise at the time, so now I know. It's taken me how long of playing this game to understand tyre temperature, but we're finally there. But I can't quite close in on Rins and the Honda of Marc Marquez just up the road. They're running really nicely. Don't know why I can't close them down. Just don't have the pace. We're going to keep on going. We've got Valentino Rossi about a second behind. Quite comfortable with him being there about a second behind. He's got Dovi with him battling it out. So he's keeping us as the lead in Ducati for now. Feel like these guys have extended their lead over the course of this lap, so let's see what it is when we come across the line though. That's the most important measure. 1.1 seconds is the gap. Here we go then, power out the final corner, get a good run. Pick up a bit of a distant toe, but it's not really going to give us much ground. 1:47.758 this time, so we improve. We're 9/10 of a second off of Marquez, so I think we've reeled him in very, very slightly, but we haven't set the fastest lap of the race, but we have improved on our personal best. So another lap at this sort of pace should pay off. Of course, we need to want to at least get second place to keep our lowest position in the season as second, but you know, I'd take a third place. Podiums all around all year, that would be good, wouldn't it? This Ducati's working well, building on our pace nicely. Gaps at about half a second. cocked up that chicane. That's cost us some time. But again, let's see what our lap time is like as we come across the line. Any moment now, we're going to have 2 laps left when we cross the line this time round. We're in it very wide at the final corner there. Couldn't get the front end to grip up as I needed it to. 47.5, so fastest lap of the race now. Keep the pressure on. Need to remember to get a screenshot as well. Hopefully if we close up to these guys, we get one of these guys in the screenshot, that'd be good. Miller's still battling it out at the back. Feel like it's Dovey behind now, who's starting to close in. Yes it is, Dovey's closing in. Not too much pressure, but I've messed that up. Only got 1 lap left after this one. Here we go. You might actually get a run on Marc Marquez here. I'm going to get a screenshot for the thumbnail. Here we go. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Back to the action then. We completely outbraked ourselves coming into the final corner, but we can bring it back for an earlier acceleration. Couldn't find any words that made sense there. I don't even think acceleration made sense. But anyway, we're getting a run on Marc Marquez again. 47.2. That has to be a fastest lap of the race again. And here we go. We could really go for the win now. Around the outside at turn number 1. Hooking it up nicely. Try not to come off. Rins gets back through, but we get the better exit, and now we've got the inside line again. Chuck it in. Oh, and he flicks it back underneath of us. I've got the inside line. Battling it with the Spaniard there on the Suzuki. And we're through. We've hit the front for the first time in this Grand Prix. Probably at the most crucial time on the last lap. And now we can start to push on. We've been setting fastest laps. Sat behind Marquez and Rins, but I think Marquez just made his way through to second place now. So he's seen that we've gone and he wants to come with us. Yes, it is Marquez. I think as I look back there, he was struggling with his rear end. He's now got Dovey to deal with as well as Rins, so that's going to make it interesting behind. Marquez still behind, but this is good for our championship. Complete domination in the championship if we can keep up the momentum. So here we go, chucking into turn 10. Bit cautious on the brakes there. Rins is into second place. Look at them Valentino's there as well. So this should have made an interesting race. If I made a mistake, oh man. Tyres are starting to go, brakes are starting to wear as well. Snap from the rear, chuck it in, defend our line if we can. We hit the bump there, that cost us time. It's not going to be easy. And here comes Alex Rins then. He's going to chuck it around the outside. He hooks it up round the outside. How on earth has Alex Rins done that? But I need to get back on the power as early as possible. Rins now might have nicked the win from us, and I think he has. Come on, keep the momentum going. Ah, the slipstream, and we lost out at the final corner. Very, very silly mistake from us there, and it cost us the win. Oh, I thought it was easy plain sailing. Marquez ended up in 5th. He will be furious with that, but Rins has now jumped up 3 places. And look how tight it is behind us in the championship for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. But we're out front, crucially pulling away, which is good for us. So hope you guys did enjoy that race. A very intense end, a slow build up, but it was an exciting one nevertheless. So if you guys did enjoy, smash like button, share around with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more F1 and MotoGP career mode.